New developments regarding a fight that left a high school student with serious injuries. Good evening, this is CTV News. I'm Byron Scott.
And I'm Sonia Shrivastava. We'll have that story in just a moment, but first we do have some breaking news. Well, if you passed by Prince George's Community College in Largo this afternoon, then you probably saw the heavy police presence. Drivers in the area were forced to take a detour while cruisers blocked off a section of Campus Way. Just after 12:30, Prince George's police responded to a report of shots fired in the 10,200 block of Prince Place. They arrived to find the victim suffering from gunshot wounds. She was transported to a local hospital in serious but stable condition.
After a brief canvass of the area, the suspect was apprehended, taken into custody. Right now, this appears to be a domestic-related situation. A witness did identify the suspect, and he was immediately taken into custody, and according to officers and detectives, it was without further incident.
Now, it's unclear if a gun was recovered from the scene, which was active for several hours. At this time, authorities are only confirming that the two people involved knew each other. The investigation is ongoing as detectives continue to piece together the events leading up to the shooting.
And charges have been filed against two of the teens involved in a violent hallway brawl at Suitland High School last Friday. The state's attorney's office is now working with the school to investigate the fight that put 16-year-old Draquan Yates in the hospital with a broken jaw. Now, Yates reportedly stepped in to protect his girlfriend, who was attacked by another student. Parents met at a planned PTSA meeting last night to demand answers, including the girl's family members, who say she reported being bullied, but nothing was done. Administrators ended up scrapping the original agenda to try and quell parents' concerns.
I want you to know that administration, teachers, and security responded in less than 1 minute. They was on it. They were in the hallway. They were doing their job.
You said, sir, that the incident was only about a minute when there's a 4-minute video on the internet and it's circulating from multiple cell phones.
The young lady came to administrator prior to the incident and said, I don't feel safe. And then she goes out in the hallway, nothing's around her. Because if the proper security was there, it would have got broke up off the break.
When your kids come to school tomorrow, you need to let them know if someone out here is bullying kids, they need to step up immediately. And these people that are on this stage, including Mr. Newman, the principal, because I hold him fully accountable. You guys are...
The principal says an additional school resource officer and security guard are being brought in, and code of conduct meetings are being held with all students all week long.
Well, Prince George's becomes the newest jurisdiction in the state to enact the Ban the Box legislation. On its last day of the session, the council voted unanimously to pass a bill that would make it illegal for an employer to ask about an applicant's criminal history early in the hiring process. Councilmember Obie Patterson, who is a former parole commissioner, introduced the bill and says it's about giving ex-offenders a fair chance.
Many times, parolees, when they go before a commissioner, we at that time, and so we would stipulate in many cases a time period when they had to find a job, and so it certainly didn't benefit us financially.
To say for young people, there have been young people, I didn't get an opportunity to say that, who may have had a minor infraction that they may have had a small run-in with the law, and this impacts them as well. So on behalf of those young individuals, I emphatically vote aye, and I say thank you to Mr.
Now, the District of Columbia and neighboring Montgomery County have all passed similar legislation.
Meanwhile, the council also took up the issue of human trafficking of young girls. There were a number of bills introduced, including one that would train hotel staff to look out for possible offenders. The council unanimously passed CB 80. Supporters say there are many hotels and motels in the county that are hotspots where this sort of activity occurs.
If this bill is passed, I can guarantee you word of mouth will spread throughout the industry, both through us mentioning it, through young ladies and young men involved in the industry witnessing it firsthand that Prince George's County's hotel employees are trained. And when that goes out, I fully expect that incidents will decrease.
And the hotel industry in Maryland says it plans to produce its own training video for employees. Well, it rolled out earlier than expected and so far without a glitch. Maryland's revamped health exchange website opened yesterday for people to enroll in insurance plans. Officials for the site dedicated to providing health care to residents without coverage decided to launch a day early after a gradual rollout worked well. Web designers used technology from Connecticut's exchange this time around after the site crashed last year when it opened. So far, more than 5,300 people have applied and nearly 2,000 submissions have been completed. Well, you are watching CTV News. I'm Byron Scott.
And I'm Sonia Srivastava.